Hey, it's time for the 2025 QB, my official 2025 QB tier list. Brought to you by Matty Ice. Number one, we have Patrick freaking Mahomes. Oh, yeah, this is after week two. Week two tier list. Number one, we have Patrick freaking Mahomes, who for some reason is still the best quarterback in the league. I'm starting to think he's an all-time great. I think he deserves another Super Bowl because I just flat out think, other than Jalen Hurts, I don't think any other player has performed as well in the regular season and postseason consistently. So, therefore, I think he's the best quarterback. And I just feel like he really could be on a tier of his own. And I would be okay with putting him in just like his own tier. But because I just don't think these guys, like, I love Jalen Hurts. I just don't think he has the arm talent that Mahomes has. Although you could probably argue he doesn't have the leg talent Hurts has. But I think the Super Bowls and the Super Bowl appearances speak for themselves. So Mahomes, number one. Hurts, I call Jalen Hurts Air Jalen. You know what's crazy is, while I didn't take much heat for my previous tier list, I feel like it would be controversial in most spaces. But I barely even adjusted this from the start of the season. A lot of people would have Jalen Hurts in like a second or third tier. I'm like, how? Why? No. Jalen has what Lamar doesn't have. He has what Herbert doesn't have. He has what what's a face? Joe Burrow doesn't have. He has what Dak doesn't have. He has what Goff doesn't have. And that is like the ultimate big game alpha ability. He truly believes and plays like he can win a Super Bowl. I think that's what separates these guys from these guys. Have we ever heard of a game where he's mentally crumbled? I've seen that happen to Lamar, Herbert, physically crumbled, mental. I've seen that happen with all these guys. Jalen Hurts just doesn't have that in his locker. And I almost feel like the underdog side of him is the reason he's so good. It's kind of an interesting situation. It's almost like because he's not good, he's good. Like because he doesn't have the arm talent, he knows that like it's almost like he doesn't have to play like everybody else. He can just play his game. I feel like you got to have a lot of confidence to beat Jalen Hurts in a league full of guys that do nothing but throw the ball a lot. He's the one guy that's kind of like doing tush pushes and just runs and deep balls occasionally, and yet he's put up like 30-40 in 2 Super Bowls. So I'm a big believer in Jalen Hurts. To me he's the best winner, like best winning intangibles next to Patrick the GOAT Mahomes. Then you got Josh. I think Josh Allen is turning the page. What I like about Josh Allen is he keeps working on his game. That's what I really like about Josh. Like no matter how physically gifted and talented he is, he still keeps working on his game, and he comes off to me as a good leader too. I always feel like leadership is what wins championships, and I feel like Josh is showing some great leadership. I think he gained a lot of confidence after winning the MVP, and I feel like that might push the Bills over the edge. The only concern I have with him is that his team might not be good enough when it matters the most. I just think like the Chiefs are just a better team with a better coach, better defense, and same thing with the Eagles. Like Saquon and like Jalen Carter. When it comes to the Bills, I just can't name players and coaches. You know what I'm saying? That's the only concern I have with them. Staffs, he's won a Super Bowl. I think he's earned his stripes, so I put him up here. He's the vet. He's just not a guy you want to play in the playoffs. And then there's baby GOAT, who kind of like is in a sophomore slump / is injured. But I think he's one of those guys that just strikes fear in the opponent's eyes. Everyone's like, oh, he's too skinny, he's getting banged up. I'm like, dude, everybody gets banged up. He didn't get banged up his rookie year like that. I think he'll be fine. Tier 2, I barely have Lamar here. These guys, I feel like you start encountering the flaws. I feel like these guys honestly don't have too many flaws as individuals. Like Matt might get banged up. I guess some injury problems maybe, but I'd say minor injury problems. Because Joe Burrow to me has major injury problems. Lamar, exciting player to watch. I just feel like he has like mental lapses, and I always say like I think God can only bless people like so much, like as in like I just feel like you just can't have everything in life, and Lamar is the most physically probably gifted player in the NFL, just like incredible speed and running, juking ability, great arm, but just like in big moments and against certain teams, he just collapses. I feel like mentally, and then his team collapses mentally. It's crazy. And what's funny is I used to think that he was like the James Harden of the NFL. Now I'm starting to feel like he's worse than James Harden. I used to joke about that. Now I'm kind of like I'm starting to feel like he's even worse than James Harden. Like, it makes no sense. Then Herbert, he's playing really good in the regular season this year. Again, this is based on week 3 so far, so I'll give him his flowers. I think he's playing well. I think he has a similar problem to Lamar, where he's bound to choke out in big games. I can't put him above Lamar, but I can put him above Joe just because I just feel like Joe has too many injury issues. And as a guy who has injury issues myself, I have pity on him for that, and it's very frustrating and kind of not his fault, necessarily, but it is what it is. But I definitely think he can play. I don't doubt his play. It's just like, when is he on the field? Is he even on the field enough to win games? That's the problem. Dak's playing good, man. I like how he's playing. I think he's actually like, I'd argue he's probably been one of the best performing QBs of the season thus far. He's been playing good. Good leadership too. I would love to see Dak play like that in the playoffs and shut some people up. I almost don't know why he doesn't perform well in the playoffs, because he plays with some real heart and spirit during the regular season, but during the playoffs he just chokes, and it's kind of confusing. Then we got this tier. Brock. I feel like Brock is good. I trust Brock in the playoffs, but I don't know. Like, he's had such a strange last 2 years. He's had a really weird career, actually. He's had a great first 2 years and kind of a strange last 2 years. It's been kind of strange just overall. Baker I love, but I just feel like he loses a lot of big games. Darnold I love, but I feel like he kind of like crumbles in big games too. I feel like these are big game crumblers. He's a big game crumbler, but I'm starting to believe in Darnold. I'm starting to think Darnold can actually play. Same with Daniel Jones. He's playing really good this season, but I don't know. I still have my reservations. Jordan Love. Actually, let me put Jordan Love above Daniel Jones. Jordan Love's playing pretty good. I like his poise. I just don't know if he has like that killer edge that some of these other guys have. Bryce. I like Bryce a lot, actually. I just feel like the team he plays for is going to be pretty trash his whole career. I don't know if he'll ever be able to overcome that. But I think his just big game plays are great. I think when he's in rhythm, he's one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. Bo, playing good, doing his thing. I don't watch too much of Bo, so I honestly can't say too much about him. For some reason, I just never seem to watch Denver games. But I don't know. I think he's doing all right from what I've seen. Trevor, a.k.a. Trev, I think he has the best commercial on TV with him and Travis Hunter. That commercial's adorable. But I just feel like he needs to take his game to the next level, which I would actually probably think I actually do think he's probably better than Daniel Jones too. I'm making some adjustments. Aaron, I like how Aaron's playing this season. I think he's been good. We'll see how it goes. Penix, he's my quarterback. Go Atlanta. He's been good. I liked how he responded this week. Granted, it was against the Washington without Jaden Daniels, but I like how he responded against Mariota and them boys. Kyler again. Kyler's had a very kind of Brock Purdy-ish career. Where it kind of started off like, oh, this guy's pretty good, to like, should we try a new quarterback? That's kind of where he's at. I feel like he's like a fringe starter. Like he'll always be kind of too good to be a backup, but not enough drive, I feel like, to be a top player. I feel like something's just wrong with his like style of like leadership and personality. And Trayvon, aka CJ Stroud. Stroud is all right, bro. Sometimes he's kind of entering the Geno Smith zone where I'm just like, I just don't quite see it when I watch him. But overall, I think he's pretty good. Like, I think he's okay. Caleb, I've made videos where I flamed Caleb. And me and Caleb have a similar haircut, which is why I respect him. I think his hairstyle makes a lot of sense. He kind of looks like me when I was younger, and but anyways, I think he's playing pretty good actually lately. I think he's actually doing pretty good, dude. I'm actually kind of impressed. I think he's got some serious game. In fact, he might even be better than Kyler at this point, but we'll see. Tua, dude. Tua is always like, every time you talk about Tua, everyone's like, man, they should have drafted Justin Herbert. And I agree. I just think Tua, I feel like could be benched at like any moment, but we'll see. What's fun? I feel like the Dolphins have the worst backups in the NFL, bro. Because I'll say he gets benched, but every time they put in a backup, he looks way worse than Tua. And I'm like, okay, is Tua actually good, bro? But I don't know, bro. I just can't see Tua ever making it to like a conference championship or something like that. Fields, I feel like it's a fringe backup guy. Russell Wilson is, he married Sierra, which is pretty impressive, I think. Drake, he playing good. Flacco, just like, why is he starting, bro? Geno, oh god, dude, Geno Smith to me is like punting on the season. Just punting on the season, bro. He's just like, I don't know, dude. I just can't with Geno. Jameis, famous, doesn't really play. Kirk hasn't really played this season. The rest of these guys, I feel like, are just goofs. Shout out to Cam Ward. For some reason, the tier didn't have him on here this year, or both of these don't. He's on this tier list, but this one's missing Brock Purdy for some reason. I don't know. I can't seem to find a tier list that actually has all the players. That's it. That's the current QB tier list, week 3. I wish these guys all the best. I might make one later. Let me know what you think. Peace out.